Okay, chaliye, let's start with try and understand. Okay, right, we will go with first mean. Mean means average, और इसको हम लोग मीन को अरिथमेटिक मीन भी बोलते हैं. We'll go from very basic kiddo level. The formula of mean at a kiddo class and your grade 10 class does not change. The only thing that changes is the calculation becomes complex. So you will only learn techniques how to make the calculation simpler. Am I clear? आपको कोई नया चीज नहीं सीखना है, सिर्फ कैलकुलेशन. पीपल स्टार्ट रट्टोफाइंग इट. देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड रट्टोफाइंग. आपने सिर्फ कैलकुलेशन को सिंपल करना है. ओके, एवरेज का मतलब अगर हम मीन बोले तो मीन का कॉमन डेफिनेशन होता है सम ऑफ ऑल ऑब्जर्वेशंस divided by number of observation. If you remember this formula, kuch lafda nahi hai. Number of observations. We start with very basics. Okay, sum of all observations. Let me say that there is a child and we have the scores of this child, and the scores of this child are on a class of, say, a marks of 10 marks test. He has scored 7, he has scored 8, he has scored 6 in one, he has scored 9 in one, and he has scored 7 in one more. ऐसे इसके 5 सब्जेक्ट हो गए. ठीक है ना? Now we want to find out what is the mean score of this child. So the mean score will be 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 divided by how much? 5 marks. So 7 and 10, 8 is 15, 6, 21, 30, 37 divided by 5. So that is 15 and plus 3, 18.5. Okay? This is his mean. Understood? This is when you are studying at a very kiddo class level. अब इसी में थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें और करते हैं. ठीक है? Now the scores that your child is getting, we suppose say that the score is represented by a variable x. The score is represented by a variable x. Now x is taking different values. So I call, you should first know your nomenclature. I have a value for x1, I have a value for x2, I have a value for x3, and I have a value x4, and I have a value x5. Do you get it? Why only this much? I could have gone up till something called xn. Right? Then I should ask yourself, what is the number of observations in this case? The number of observations obviously would be n, because you're going till n number of observations. Right? So now, instead of writing x1, x2, x3, we start saying that the scores are represented by xi, where xi takes different forms every time. Right? It can be x1, x2. So if you look at I, children get confused in this I. The I is nothing but a counter, like your computer programming. It's a counter. And this counter ranges from 1 to n. It ranges from 1 to n. And all you are interested is to find the sum. And the sum is written as x1 plus x2 plus x3 till ... xn. So how I write it is, sum is always denoted by capital sigma, and capital sigma will be written like this, sigma. And I don't need to write so many things. So I write them as, I am summing up all the xi's. I'm summing up all the xi's. And these xi's are such that I is a counter which ranges from I equal to 1 to I equal to n. This is how we read it. Sigma xi I equal to 1 to n means once I takes the value of 1, 2, 3. So suppose you had 17 values, your I will be 1 to 17, and you are adding the 17 values. इसको और स्टाइल करके लिखने से हम लिखते हैं sigma xi I equal to 1 to n. Is this much concept clear or not? First tell me. This is a Oh, sorry, 18 क्यों लिखा हूँ? Sorry, very sorry. हाँ, so I'm sorry. 5, 7, 35, 220, 5, 420, 7.4. Very sorry, very sorry. I divided it by 2. Anyways, all of you should have pointed out the average is coming 18. बाकी लोग क्यों पॉइंट नहीं किया? स्कोर आया 7, 8, 9, 10. The test was out of 10. और एवरेज मार्क्स आया कितना 18.5, ये पॉसिबल है क्या? whoever watches this recording from start देख के पहले ही बोलेगा पहले ही गड़बड़ हो रहा है. Is this notation clear? Have you understood? We are just getting up from our kiddo days, and we are getting up to a stage where we get to know how to express the sum of observations. So the sum of observations is expressed as sigma xi, and I varies from 1 to n. Clear? Right? Okay, चलो अब इस प्रॉब्लम को एक लेवल और थोड़ा सा आगे ले चलते हैं. So far what did you understand? So far you understood that this is the formula, and you understood another notation called how to write sigma xi, and you wrote I varies from 1 to n. This is something that you have learned. Now let's see the third thing. Now let's say we are going to a shopping mall, and we are standing right at the counter of the shopping mall, and we are keeping on asking people like what is your age, what is your, बच्चा जो भी घुस रहा है एज पूछ रहे हैं. तो एक शॉपिंग मॉल में बहुत सारे बच्चे घुसेंगे, ठीक है, और सुबह से लेके हम लोग दोपहर 12 बजे तक बैठे हैं ऑन अ संडे. देयर विल बी 100 of kids who must have entered. So the ages that you will get definitely will have repetitions. Don't you agree? You may get a 5 year के बच्चे आपको कितने आ सकते हैं. Even first child may be a 5, then a second child who may come may be a 10-year-old child, then a 14-year-old boy may come, then again a 5-year may come, 6-year may come, then 7 years, then 7, who knows, another 13-year के दो बच्चे आ गए, then again another 6 years may come, 7, then 9 years, then 8 years, then again 9 years, 8 years, ऐसे करके बहुत सारे आ रहे हैं. Repetitions तो होगा इसमें. Now I ask you to find, suppose these were the count of children who came. How many children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 children came. 16 children का आप average निकालो. So one way is that you go by the laborious way by summing up all the observations and then dividing. Now we will have a little bit of what you call trick to our mathematical calculation. So we write first our xi. So our first job would be ऐसे कोई भी आपको data देना. This is called raw data. This is how our friend Sanvi was waiting at the what you call mall entry door, and she was just noting down the ages. She doesn't know whether the ages will come in ascending order or descending order as they came. So this is raw data. यही सब तो बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे हो. First, this raw data should be arranged. We should arrange this data, right? How do you arrange it? Either in an ascending manner or in a descending manner, whatever is your wish. Let's say we are going arranged manner. When you go in arranged manner, then we just see that we have xi we take as 5. Right? The 5 is the lowest age. Do you agree? 5 is the lowest age. Let's count how many 5s we have now. एक 5, दो और है 2 है. So once you have got xi, this is, then we introduce another quantity called frequency. Frequency is like how many times do you see my face which you don't want to see? Sir, thrice in a week. So your bad luck of seeing my face is 3 times in a year. No, in a week. So frequency of seeing my face is 3. So abhi hum frequency. Frequency is repetition of a data. Repetition of a data. So how many times have 5 come? बोलो बच्चा. 2 बार आया है, ठीक है ना. यही बचपन में आप कैसे करोगे? 5 लिख के क्लास 8 में टैली मार्क्स देते थे. 2, right? After 5, the next number comes is 6. 6 कितना आया बोलो? एक 6 है, 2 6 है, तो 6 भी आया अपना 2. उसके बाद क्या है? 7 है. 7 कितने हैं? एक 7, 2 7. So 6 is 2. 7 is 1 2 3. एक और राइट में है. So 7 is 3. After that we have 8. 8 कितना है? ये एक 8 है, ये एक 8 है, 2 8 है. So 8 years के हमारे पास 2 बच्चे आए, ठीक है. Then comes 9 years बच्चा. 9 years how many? 1 and 2. So 9 years के 2 बच्चे. 9 years के 2. उसके बाद 10 साल का कितना? 2 बच्चे आए क्या? This is 1, this is 1. 10 साल के 2 बच्चे, ठीक है. 10 साल के 2 बच्चे. उसके बाद 11 years we don't have any kid. We no kid. We have got 13 2 kids. 13 we have got 2 kids. तो कितना आया? 2. And 14 we have got 1 kid. 14 we have got 1 kid. So in grade 8 this was the job given to you. Tally marks banana. ठीक है, बन गया हमारा, right? End of the day we'll do this formula only. Now Now how do we do it? इसको मिटा दूं अभी. So let's keep the count, huh? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So remember, we have analyzed 16 kids. Remember that 16 kids हमने analyze किया. So we start writing this as frequency, and what I do, since I have got a xi, every xi is getting repeated, so I write the frequency as fi. Do you understand? Xi, x1, f1. X1 is what? 5. It's the 5th year child. How many such child? F1 number of child, means 2. X2, F2. ठीक है? तो अब हम अगर आप, if you would have done with the donkey process, what you would have done? You would have added all. So we're going to do the same thing, but we'll do it in a style. We write xi fi. Let's multiply this. 5 into 2 is how much? 10. 6 into 2 is how much? 12. 7 into 3, 21. 8 to 16. 9 to 18. 10 to 20. 13 to 26. 14 1 14. समझ में आया बच्चा? Right? Add up all the frequencies. So we add up sigma all the frequencies. ये हमको 16 आना ही चाहिए, because we had 16 kids in the mall. 2 plus 2 4 plus 3 7 plus 2 9 plus 2 11 plus 2 13. No, 11 plus 2 13. 13 and 2 15 and 1 16. Exactly match here. 16 kids. Now what is the beauty of this chart? 16 kids were distributed in this age group. Not age group, in these ages with this respective count. That is how you understand it. Makes your job easier, right? अब आप सोचो, if you would have done this problem by the idiotic way, then your mean would have been what? Your mean would have been what? Mean would have been sum of all observation. Means 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 12. You just add this thing. Let's add this thing. This thing is the sum of all observation. लेकिन easy होता है थोड़ा. Let's add 10 plus 12, 22. 22, 43, 43, 53, and then 59, 59, 69, 79, 77, 87, 97, 97, and add 30, 107, 117, 127, and take away 4, 123, 123, and add 10, 133, 133, and add 4, 137. 137 is the addition. So don't you think sum of all the observations is how much? 137. Start thinking, don't memorize. आप लिखने से ज्यादा इसको समझो. Nobody is going to give you, this is grade 9 stuff that we are doing. Is it not the sum of all observations? What did we have? 5 plus 5 plus 2. आप just multiply करके. This is like Kido days when you had piggy bank. Rather than adding all, you take out the denominations of the coins and you make their pillars and you start calculating how much is it. Our job becomes easier and we say that this is equal to this by 16. Yes or no? But this is not important. What we now need to understand is that we are getting exactly a next formula for mean, which would be sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi, where I equal to 1 to n, I is equal to 1 to n. This is another formula. Sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi. Clear? इसको मिटाएं. So यहां से हमने थर्ड फॉर्मूला सीखा था, that mean. अच्छा, when we call it as xi, the mean is called as x bar. X bar is equal to sigma xi divided by n. I equal to 1 to n. This was one formula. The Kiddo formula of grade 6 days, grade 7 days. Then you learned how to use frequency. After using frequency, you amended your formula and you said, इतना कौन add करेगा? Sigma I equal to 1 to n, xi fi divided by n. इतना समझ में आया कि नहीं बोलिए? Clear? अब इसके आगे दो और formulas हम सीखेंगे, बस इसी को. अब देखो धीरे धीरे क्या हो रहा है. What was 5 into 2? 10. Could you do it orally? Yes. Change this number to 27 and change this to 53. Orally होगा आपसे? नहीं होगा. Time consuming होगा. हमें फिर और shortcut technique चाहिए. That is the job what we are doing in statistics. 2 into 2, 5 into 2, everyone knows how to multiply, but 27 into 53, will you be able to multiply so quickly? No. After that, will you be able to add so quickly? No, because you don't have calculators. So you need to make your calculation still more simpler. End of the day, job is same. Sum of all observation by number. Are we ready for that? चलो next वाला टेक्निक देखते हैं, इस चीज को आसान कैसे किया जा सकता है. And then slowly we'll take examples of book. But before that, one more thing we should understand. Now, so far, our problems should come in this manner, that what do we expect? Based on our study so far, we expect that our problems will have something called an XI and something called an FI. Because we are at grade 10 level, they will never give us problems in which data does not repeat. They will give us problems in which data will repeat. So frequency will be bound. And the frequency will also be a large count. The data will also be a large count. So our job of finding XI FI at this stage, finding XI FI becomes difficult for us. Are we clear? Before proceeding to XI, they will actually make your life little bit more difficult out here also. ये XI भी आपको directly नहीं देगा. So what they are going to give you is, they are going to give you something called class interval. Class interval. And this XI is known as always class mark. Class mark means interval. What is interval? Interval is a range and mark is the midpoint. Mark is the midpoint, right? So suppose I give you a range. अब range भी दो तरह के होते हैं. Suppose a range is something like 5 to 10 and 10 to 15. In grade 9, I told you, this sort of things are called continuous distribution. Continuous means when you find, इस साइड को हम बोलते हैं LCL, lower class limit, UCL, upper class limit. If the upper class limit tallies with the lower class limit of the next one, then it is a continuous distribution. Such things we will always see in histograms. Histogram चिपक चिपक के बनता था ना 9 में, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. अच्छा, here there is a case, though not required, but you should know. ऐसे distribution में lower class limit is included, upper is not included. Means say suppose I got a boy who is 10 years old. Where do I classify him? Here or here? Here. Here all the children from 5 years. So here the data will be a data X, which is greater than equal to 5, but less than 10. Then you say, sir, वो 10 साल का बच्चा किधर पकड़ेंगे? इधर पकड़ोगे. So here we will have all the data X, which are greater than equal to 10, but less than equal to 15. This is called a continuous distribution. This is one type of distribution we may get. Another type of distribution you may get is discontinuous. ये 10 में इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं करेगा, ये आपका प्रॉब्लम करेगा 9 में. Discontinuous कैसा होगा? Say 1 to 5, okay, then 6 to 10, 11 to 15. इस केस में 5 is also included, 1 is also included. Clear? अच्छा, तो हमारे प्रॉब्लम्स में बेटा क्लास इंटरवल रहेगा. They won't give you the class mark. जैसे मैंने अभी बोला ना, 5 year का बच्चा, 6 year का बच्चा, ऐसे नहीं देगा. They'll give you a group. First you have to find the class mark. So what is the formula for class mark? Class mark is an XI, which is given by how much? What is the formula? Who will tell me? Upper class minus lower class plus lower class divided by 2. So you say UCL plus LCL divided by 2. So if it was a 5 to 10, 5 plus 10 is how much? 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, which is exactly midway. This is called the class mark. ये formula भी लिख लीजिए. आपको problem ऐसे ही दिया जाएगा. And now we'll take a book wala example. This is very nice to teach on actually Excel, but we will do with our hands. चलिए. Right. So let's take one problem and let's try to do it with the difficult process first and see how it can be made smaller. Are we ready? So we've got a fifth formula now, which says that if you have a distribution, then Xi is always found by UCL plus LCL divided by 2. This is known as your class mark. Chale, problem. So let's take a problem. I'm taking data from book, so it will be easy for me. So 25, 40. Okay. So I'm taking a problem where Class interval is given to me. This is how the question will come. Very basic question. Class interval 10 to 25. Okay. After that 25 to 40. Then it should be what? 40 to how much? 55. 55 to 70. And then 70 to 85. 15 जा रहा है ना, 85 to 100 ऐसे distribution दिया आपको. This distribution is given in the question and they have given you the frequency also. So the frequency you always write as Fi. The frequency is also given to you. This much is the question. So let's see the frequency. 2376 2376 2376 666. ठीक है, ये क्वेश्चन है. We are supposed to compute the mean. First we will do by donkey process, then we will put intelligent process. Donkey process is what? Sum of all observation divided by number of observations. So in order to do this, at your grade 10 level, the donkey process is this one. This is one. Okay, I did not write one more formula, children, which we learned just now, which is the fifth formula. X bar is equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n xi fi divided by, oh, I had written it, but I wrote the formula wrong. It should be sigma fi. Okay, right. I equal to 1 to n. Always remember, sigma fi gives us the count of n. Sigma fi always, sum of the frequencies gives us. How many classes did you attend with me in a week? Add the frequency, 3. Add all the frequencies of each week. Let's say Shaurya has not attended 1 or 2 classes in a week. So let's take the month of July. What is his frequency? Week 1 he came 3 times. Week 2 he showed his face twice. Week 3 he again showed thrice, and week 4 he showed his face once. So how many times did he show his face? Add up all the frequency. So adding all the frequency always gives me number of observations. ये भूलना नहीं है, ठीक है? चले अभी, चलिए. Our first job is to find out. Now, as I say, the donkey or the hard-working process at grade 10 level, the donkey process is this. This is the donkey process. And from here, we have to make our formula more intelligent. You will right now see this will become difficult for you. चलो, इसका xi निकालते हैं. 25 plus 10 is how much? 35. 35 divided by 2 is 17 2s are 34. 17.5. Do you see? लफड़ा आना शुरू हो गया. 25 plus 45, 40 plus 25 is how much? 65. 65 divided by 2, 32.5. 32.5. Now how much is the difference here? Yes. Anyone saying something? How much is the difference here? Put 5. ये difference कितना है? 15 होना पड़ेगा. जो यहाँ difference है वो यहाँ. How much is the difference? अरे करो ना. 32 minus this is how much? 30 minus 15 is 15. So keep on adding 15 now. So if we add 15, how much it has become? 32, 42, 47.5. Next one should be 62.5. Next one should be 77. Next one should be 92.5. ठीक है? अब धीरे धीरे दिमाग का टेम्परेचर बढ़ना शुरू हो गया. And we always need sigma fi for our mean. So let us calculate sigma fi. Let's say fi 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 7 12, 12 plus 6 18, 18 plus 6 24, 24 and 6 30. Sometimes in the question they may also say 30 observations were distributed. How many observations? 30. So like an idiot, don't add up. Do add up, but just check whether it is 30 or not. इतना आ गया आपको. We are doing by the idiotic way. Okay. Now your job becomes difficult. So I will straight away take the book to save time and I'll write the products, because these products आपके तो हाथ से एक बार में आएंगे नहीं. आ जाइए. XI. Ask yourself honestly. पहला वाला आप फिर भी निकाल लोगे. This is 35. Next one would be 97.5. These multiplications are not easy. Next is 332.5. Next is 375.0. Next is 465.0. And next is 555.0. When you think that mean and all are very cumbersome in statistics, you should first see what is cumbersome. So what you are going to study is actually making your life easy. You think that as your enemy. उसको enemy समझने से पहले real enemy को समझो. ये था real enemy. Did you understand? This step has made your face go red. I wrote it directly. बता, मैं ये example ऐसे दिखा रहा हूँ आपको. इसी example को intelligent way में करेंगे. Now add this up. This is your next. It is 1860. Doesn't come so easily. And now you find x bar. X bar should be sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi. That is 1860 divided by 30. So how much is our mean? Our mean is coming 6.2. Tell me, children, if I would have not given you a calculator, doing this calculation is easy for you? No way. No way. Therefore, the need is felt that इस चीज को आसान कैसे किया जाए, इस चीज को आसान कैसे किया जाए. चलें इसको आसान करें, इस प्रॉब्लम को. चलिए, और यहां से शुरू होता है आपका ग्रेड 10 का सिलेबस. There are two things that we study in grade 10 syllabus. One is called assume mean. Assume mean. You will assume something is a mean. And next one is little bit upgraded from them. Assume mean को भी और easy करेंगे. That is known as step deviation. Okay. Step deviation. पहले assume mean के टेक्निक को समझते हैं. Assume mean प्रॉब्लम करने के लिए this donkey step should not be there at all. प्रॉब्लम यहीं से शुरू होता है. ये donkey step नहीं रहेगा. हमें जॉब इजी करना है. ठीक है. We'll take our assume mean process. Now, in this case, we will assume something as our mean. First of all, up till here the process remains the same. You have no other ways to. अच्छा, इसको भी कैसे करते हैं? पहला वाला निकालो and see the interval here. If it is 15, just add 15 with it. कररक बनता जाएगा. Now your first job is what? To have a assume mean. You should take a assume mean. The assume mean is somewhere which is midway between these numbers. Actually, when I teach this in online by what you call during the COVID and all period, I tell children, some children to take this as assume mean, some children to take this as assume mean. आपका आंसर सेम आएगा. In fact, I would want some of you, Neha, can you take 62.5 as assume mean as you are calculating? I will take this. We should get the same answer. I'll help you. Calculator is here with me if you get stuck up on anything, but we will not need the calculator. Okay? So we start with our assume mean. So let assume mean, and the assume mean is say A. A is equal to, I am taking 47.5. Neha, you take 62.5. Okay? Assume mean. How do you take the assume mean? Exactly midway. Now, how many datas you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either one you can take assume mean. But we want to check our answer should come. And what was the answer to this problem? 6.2. Remember, we should get 6.2. So our next step would be, we will first calculate something which is known as deviation. DI. Deviation. Deviation means कितना भटक गए, नहीं सब्ट्रैक्शन बाद में, कितना भटक गए, कहां से, एक पर्टिकुलर मेजर था वहां से आप भटक गए हो, राइट? सो डेविएशन इज टेकन एज xi minus a. Let's take it as xi minus a. Sir, if I would have done a minus xi, then also doesn't matter. Xi minus a is our deviation. ठीक है बच्चा? So look at Neha, यहाँ देखो. This is a 15 gap. This is a 15 gap. So what is the deviation from 17 to 47.5? 17.5 minus 47.5. How much should be the deviation? Minus 30. है ना? See, 17.5 minus how much? 47.5. So we should get a minus 30 as our deviation. So this gives me minus 30. Then how much should be this and this deviation? Minus 15. I'll first fill my chart, then I'll fill your chart. This should be how much? 0. This should be positive 15. This should be positive 30. This should be positive 45. Can you just fill up your cheat sheet now? In your case, it will start with negative 45, negative 30, negative 15, laddu, positive 15, positive 30. समझ में आया? Okay, now understand the crux from here. In this step, what we are doing, we have slowly shifted our thought process from xi to di. Now we are not worried about xi's, we are worried about di's. We have slowly shifted the xi to di, where the di's have been made more manageable. What beta? Manageable. 30, 15, they are no more in points. We have made that more manageable. And our target would be that once you have shifted it to di, so think your problem like that. Your problem has a frequency and your problem has a di. You don't have this chart at all. You don't have this chart. Frequency and di. So your idea would be now, इससे आगे जाके किसी भी तरह di bar को calculate करेंगे हम. This should be our idea. The small mean we will try to calculate. And then we will adjust it with what? The assumed mean. We have already assumed that our mean is 47.5. Will our answer be 47.5? No. When we have assumed this as 47.5, somewhere we will be deviating. Somewhere we will be deviating. We need to find out what is the average deviation. Once the average deviation comes, just adjust with it. ठीक है? चलो. Di निकल गया. Now our job is to find d bar. So if you want to find d bar, then you do what? You do FIDI. We'll do FIDI. Just think xi is no more there. This is your xi. So do FIDI. It is easy now. Negative 60. Now we'll do yours also. Don't worry. Negative 45. 0. 15 6 90. 6 into 30. 180. And 6 into 45. 270. Are we fine? ठीक है, नेहा अपना डालो, आप करो. हाँ, -90 या हाँ negative 90 and then 15 7 is 105, so negative 105 0. Okay, 15 6 are 90. 180. Have you done your part? Okay, so we need to Tejas, whose mic is on? Okay, so now we want to find out, our job is to find out what beta? D bar. D bar should be equal to sigma FIDI divided by sigma FI. है ना? What was X bar? FI XI. So D bar is FIDI. So FIDI got, this is negative. So let's add these up. How much is it? 270 plus 180 plus 90, which gives me 540, and I take out 45 from there, and I take out another 60 from there. Neha will do yours also, don't worry. So this is 435. This is sigma FIDI. Acha, Neha, chalo, aapka karo. How many negatives you have? Tell me. Negative. Add the positives first. 90 plus 180 minus 90 minus 90 minus 105. You are getting minus 15. नेहा का कुछ एक गड़बड़ हुआ है. नेहा चेक करो तो. Just check your data once. What are your data? Check just the first. Check this FIDI. Just check FIDI. We'll proceed together. Okay, negative 45 into 2 is negative 90. Then negative 30 into 3 is negative 90. Then 15 7 is, this is also negative, right? So this is 105. Then 0 into 6 is 0 plus 0. 15 into 6 is 90. Sorry. 15 into 6 is 90. Then 13 into 6 is 180. So we add another 180. So your data is negative 15. आप लिख लीजिए negative 15. लिखो आप negative 15. Your FIDI has come negative 15. Hey, just check ours whether we are correct. 2 into 30 is 60. 3 into 15 is 45. 7 into this is this. Sigma FIDI 435. We are also correct. ठीक है? अब मैं अपना D bar calculate करता हूँ. FIDI is how much बेटा? 435 divided by 30. Okay. So let me calculate 435 divided by 30. I am getting 14.5. Neha, what is your case? Minus 15 divided by 30. So you are getting minus 1 by 2. So 15 divided by 30. So minus 1 by 2. Okay, minus 1 by 2. So minus 0.5. Okay. Was this the same data? Yeah. Answer was not 6.2. Answer was 62. Previous one. That is what is eating my head. Yeah. Previous mean was 62, not 6.2. Sorry, 62 था. याद रखिए. चलो. अब previous one was 62. चले अभी. Any issues? Fine. 62. Sorry. Yeah. No. Now let us find out what is my final X bar. Now this is the important step. X bar, do not remember any formula. I am little bit bad with calculations here. It is always assume mean. And look what I am writing. I am writing assume mean plus D bar. When I write plus D bar, you will take D bar as you got D bar. Now there is a change here. What was my assume mean? Now we'll say X bar by JD's method. What is my assume mean? How much did I take? 47.5. Agreed? Plus D bar. What is my D bar? 14.5. What is the answer? 62. Fine. Now X bar by Neha's method. What is her assume mean? 62.5. Plus D bar. Her D bar is negative 0.5. आंसर अलग नहीं आएगा. क्या होगा? इतना पढ़ाते पढ़ाते कभी 6.2 62 गड़बड़ होता है. Have you understood this? But here also we had a lafda. Do you know what is the lafda? These numbers became very big. Ultimately we were forced to use calculator. Now we will even eradicate this also, so that we don't use any more calculator here also. यहाँ पे कुछ चीज देख रहे हो, कॉमन हो रहा है. ये सब जो है इसको और छोटा कर सकते हैं. Can we have an injection? End of the day, what did you understand? I have to do FI/DI. FIs, do we have control? No, they come as they come in the question. DIs is in our control. Can we suck out some common things from here? ये से 10 निकाल सकते हो, 5 क्यों 10 निकाल दो और छोटा हो जाता है 3 1.5. और जो सक आउट करोगे बाद में वो फिर पंप इन भी कर देना. बात तो बराबर होता है. So this was intelligent version 1. Now we have to go to, so this was Intello version 1. Have you understood assume mean? Anyone who has not understood assume mean, you're free to ask me a question. मैं रुकूंगा अभी. So what did we do? We got a frequency, we got a class mark. Back is spinning. You don't have the habit of sitting, na? You sit in the CEO chair, or else you take this chair. No, if you're comfortable, you have a journey. You have a journey today only. So this is what? This is the class interval. My first job would be to find the class mark. How do I find it? Use the formula LCL plus UCL. I had written it somewhere. I wiped it off, or whatever it is. You find that. And then find an assume mean somewhere midway. Your wish. So in fact, by choosing 47.5, मेरा assume mean अगर मैं नेहा की तरह 60 ले लेता ना, ये और छोटा आता. Neha's final division was only 15 by 30, whereas I did 435 by 30. So your wish, the way you take. But this is still not intelligent. This can be made one step more intelligent. Shall we make it one step more intelligent? Okay. Our one step more intelligent would be, मिटाएं अभी इसको, आंसर वही आएगा. And then you get your, once you get your D bar, this is your D bar. This D bar is to be adjusted with a sign. So I should write here plus minus D bar. That's the best way. अब प्लस आया तो प्लस के साथ एडजस्ट करो, माइनस आया तो माइनस के. फाइन. अब चलते हैं स्टेप डेविएशन. रेडी? सो स्टेप डेविएशन में क्या करेंगे? यहां पे we won't see DI now. We would see something called UI. UI is even smaller than DI, and we'll put a H out here. Something common. So what is ui? Ui is di by h. Di was xi minus a na. So you're trying to take out, and how to find out this h? H should be the class width. This h is the class width. ये जो width है ना, this width is basically your h. So what is our width? 15 is our width. So our h value is how much, beta? H value is 15, and we go by same. Assume mean a is equal to, let's take this time, 62.5 is our assume mean. पक्का 62.5 is our assume mean. So चलो पहला वाला करते हैं. Or else you can find, first do one column of di, then do di by h, or if you can do together then is fine. पहला वाला कितना होगा? Try and think. 17.5 minus 62.5. How much did you get, Neha, in the minus 45? Minus 45 divided by 15 will give you minus 3. Agreed. Second one, how much did you get? Minus 30. Minus 30 divided by 15 will give you 2. Third one, what did you get? Minus 15 divided by 15 will give you minus 1. Then you got a 0. Then how much did you get? 15. That means 1. Then how much did you get? 30. 30 means 2. देखो तो life मज्जा नहीं life. Now you do FIUI. Now job is easy. अब FIUI करो. 2 into negative 3 is how much? Negative 6. 3 into negative 2, negative 6. 7 into negative 1, negative 7. लड्डू 6, 12. अब करो sigma FIDI. Sigma FIDI में this thing cancels this thing. Rather, these two itself cancel 12. So you're left with 6 and 7. 6 and 7 means how much? Negative 1. Negative 6 cancels positive 12. Positive 6 and negative 7. Sigma FIUI, sorry, yeah. Sigma FIUI. Negative 1. All of you agree? So our job will be now to find out U bar. So we now find U bar. So what is your U bar equal to? U bar is equal to sigma Fi Ui divided by sigma Fi. What is sigma Fi Ui? Negative 1 divided by how much? 30. ऐसे ही रख दो. Solve करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ऐसे ही रख देंगे. And finally we have to arrive at X bar. X bar will be now equal to assume mean A plus whatever plus minus U bar you got. How much did you suck out? H. Pump back H. H निकाल लिया था ना? Because we were gadha, we were multiplying that H every step. Rather you take out the H and again punch the. अब इस फॉर्मूला को अपडेट करो. This time we started with 62.5, mind you. And then we are adding how much? U bar कितना आया? Negative 1 multiplied by 15. कितना हुआ? Negative 1 by 30. So this is 2. So 62.5 plus negative 0.5. 62. That concludes mean. अगर आपको डायरेक्ट ये फॉर्मूला करा था ना, आपको ये फॉर्मूला टफ लगता है. You means situation is I am giving you a mixer grinder, तुम बोलते अरे सर पैकेट से निकालो, प्लग में लगाओ, फिर साफ करो. इसलिए पहले सिलपट्टा में पिसवाया, फिर चक्की में पिसवाया, फिर लाइक वो होता ना ओखली में पिसवाया. Now use the mixie. Sound is simple. Hey, you sit here. We still have 10 minutes. ले उसको पीछे पुश कर और इसमें बैठ. नहीं rather you'll कल जाके स्कूल है. Just get up, it takes 1 minute. Push the stool this way, push the stool in front, just push it front नीचे से. Common sense na. And you go behind Neha, or else catch the wall. Don't touch the wall. Now you sit here. Habit नहीं है ना. Now see how well we have trained them. Straight backbones. Look at Zoe. If it pains also she smiles. Doesn't pain. Backbone. See. Stronger back. Acha bolo. Anyone who has not understood. So your job is to always attack by step deviation. So let's see what is step deviation. सबसे पहले कैसा रहेगा problem में? Now we can get different type of problems. One type of problem would be that they ask you find the mean. जनरली फाइंड द मीन कम ही आता है. मीन में छोटा टाइप क्वेश्चन आएगा, लाइक दे विल गिव वन डेटा मिसिंग एंड द मीन टू यू. एलैबोरेटिव आपको मीडियन का करने देता है, बिकॉज इन मीडियन द चांसेस ऑफ यू फॉरगेटिंग द फॉर्मूला इज मोर. एंड सेम हाँ, वो भी टेक्निक सिखा देंगे. इवन इन मोड द चांसेस फॉर यू टू फॉरगेट द फॉर्मूला इज मोर. मीन इज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, जस्ट इट इज लेबोरियस. अगर मीन आ गया ना, देन यू शुड किस योर लक very good that you got mean, that to do by this process. Mean will come with 3 marks, like mean will be given and one data will be missing. The distribution type problem comes generally in median. So in mean, what do we do, beta? First of all, you will get a class interval. From class interval, arrive at class mark. Class mark will be big. Take an assume mean and keep it aside. Put the frequency table, then try to calculate what is UI. UI is deviation divided by age. UI is deviation by age. What is age? The class width. Once you do deviation by age, you get very lovely handsome figures. Then multiplication में काटा काटी में you will get a very small figure. That small figure से आपको मिलेगा क्या? U bar. And once you get U bar, don't forget to inject back what you had sucked out from the body. So we inject back our age and we get X bar. Are we fine? अच्छा, अब एक छोटा सा चीज बता देता हूं. मीडियन तो आज पढ़ा नहीं सकते हैं, टाइम लेंगे. सो वन मोर फॉर्मूला बिफोर वी एंड. ये तो हो गया, चलो. दिस आर दिस. सो आवर लास्ट फॉर्मूला वाज दैट वी आल्सो अंडरस्टूड दैट वी कैन फाइंड आउट x bar as assume mean plus minus d bar. Okay, where d bar is equal to sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. During corona period, step deviation was taken away. It was limited only till di. You all are non-corona bacha, so we can't help it. 6 x bar is equal to a plus minus u bar into h, where u bar is given as sigma fi ui divided by sigma fi, and ui is given by xi minus a divided by h, and h is given as ucl minus lcl. ठीक है, इसको मिटा रहा हूं और एक छोटा सा फॉर्मूला बता देता हूं. थोड़ा सा ह्यूमर भी होना चाहिए क्लास में. Okay, maybe many of you have seen, but still humor is a humor. Grew is a past tense, इसका past participle है grown. Grew का क्या होना चाहिए? ग्रीव का ग्रोन होता है इंग्लिश में. ग्रीव का पास्ट पार्टिसिपल क्या होना चाहिए सर? ग्रोन ना, हमें नहीं आता है. एक्स, राइट. और फिर हम क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. एक्स इज इक्वल टू ग्रोन इंटू फ्लू डिवाइडेड बाई ग्रीव. जी ने जी को काटा, डब्ल्यू ने डब्ल्यू को काटा, आर ने आर को काटा, और फिर क्या है? ई. ई ने ई को काटा. क्या बचा है देखो तो? फ्लोन. मैथमेटिकली आल्सो सो. ग्रीव इक्वल टू ग्रोन एंड फ्लू इक्वल टू फ्लोन. यू कैन प्रूव इट. इट इज ट्रू. ठीक है, आइए. टुडे वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डू एनीथिंग अबाउट मीडियन एंड मोड. सो विल जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड रफली व्हाट इज मीडियन. पहले समझ लेते हैं, नेक्स्ट क्लास में करेंगे. मीडियन इज व्हाट? मीडियन इज first kiddo level. Arrange all the data in arranging, ascending or descending, and pick the middle one. Pick the middle one. These are all called measures of central tendency. What is measures of central tendency? Suppose data is fluctuating like this. This is the price of potato prevailing in the market. If I tell you go and buy some potato, आप बोलोगे पैसा दो ना. कितना पैसा मैं आपको दूं? So roughly this is the average price of potato prevailing in the market. Either we can be above this or lower than this. इससे थोड़ा कुशन लेके आपको पैसे देके आपके घर वाले आपको भेजेंगे. So mean or median as we do or mode, Mean median mode tells us about a measure of central tendency ki data, if the data is like a pendulum, it is oscillating, where is the tendency, central tendency क्या है? मीन समझ में आया? अब आपका स्कूल जो आपको बताएगा नहीं कभी भी मीडियन. Median is what? Median tells you arrange all the data in ascending or descending and then pick the middle one. That is also a central data. But what is the difference? So for that we take a small village in India which is very poor. क्या है? Poor India. We want poor people. Poor India. Poor. And the average per capita daily income, say the average daily income here is 100 rupees. How many? 100 rupees. So we have 100 such houses. This is 1, 2, 3. ये नहीं बताता है आपका स्कूल. ऐसे 100 घर हैं. इनका एवरेज इनकम कितना है? 100 रुपया. ठीक है? Now one fine day, Bill Gates says, I will stay in this village. Bill Gates आ गया इस village में. So Bill Gates आ गया इस village में कहीं भी ऐसे करके. ठीक है? And you start calculating the average now. Will the average remain at 100? 100 rupees, 100 rupees, 100 billions, and then 100, 100, 100, 100. So what is the average? The average will shoot up to something like, we will divide it by only 101. Bill Gates is the 101th member in this house. So what is the average now? It will come in billions. Village has become very royal. यही होता है, हम सोचते हैं कि ये विलेज का एवरेज इनकम तो बहुत है, लेकिन हर घर में अभी भी रोटी की किल्लत है. Now put the same problem in median method. Say our houses are having average income as 100, right? So the houses must be something, somebody is earning very less and somebody is earning something like say 150 के आसपास. So our median is at what? Our median is at 100. Our average is 100, right? अब बिल गेट्स को ले आओ इस गांव में. बिल गेट्स को कहां बिठाओगे? यहाँ. Does the median change? It will be maybe 100 से 101 होगा. So in these sort of distribution, median is a better way of assessing central tendency. Have you understood? If I put your head inside a refrigerator and leg inside a boiler, तुम्हारा पेट क्या median में है? You should be alive ना? Head is in a boiler, leg is in a refrigerator. You will die. उसमें average law मत लगाओ. Statistics is बकवास का mathematics unless and until you know how to put it. Did this example make you understand what is the difference between mean and median? If we calculate mean, then the village has become very rich. But has the village become rich? No, only one rich person stays there. वो पुराने हिंदी मूवी जैसा, मैं ठाकुर, मेरे पास सब कुछ है, बाकी सब किसान. तो आप उसका मीडियन करो. मीडियन करने से अभी भी बिल गेट्स एक कोना में ही रहेगा. What? How do we find the median? The median is always the middle of a data which is either arranging or descending. Median का concept समझ में आया. Now this we will do for arrange वाला. Now let's understand mode. Mode तो मेरे से better कोई नहीं समझता है. Why? Once you are oversized in your body, mode is the best way to understand. And I don't understand about shops in India. अभी तो कितना दिन हो गया मैंने किसी दुकान से कपड़े नहीं खरीदे. Because I find the distribution of kapra is very odd. Indians are obese. Indians are broad built. You go to a west side and all, you look at the sizes, men's section. Medium, small. Which idiot buys medium in India in an adult? Unless and until you are somebody very much, क्या बोलूं मैं, तेजस जैसा कोई फिगर हो जाएगा तो उसको मीडियम सूट करेगा. अपने को मीडियम, अपने को एक्सेल भी नहीं सूट करता है, डबल एक्सेल भी नहीं सूट करता है. And then you will see something called XS. Look at Decathlon. Decathlon is also coming with 2XL t-shirts. It may not suit you. So what is mode? Mode is most used in garment and shoe industry. The size which is more repeating. हाँ, जो डिमांड, लेकिन वही होता है ना, मोड शुड बी द डिमांड. बट हियर उल्टा. लुक एट द इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड शू साइज 8 के आसपास रहता है. सो इफ यू गो टू अ शू शॉप and you don't get 7 or 8, like once when Munna Lal used to be here before Ratnadeep, so I once went and asked for hair color. So you know what I'm finding? Burgundy, 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 burgundy. एक भी natural black नहीं है. Average a person who colors his hair, if he is not bald, what is the average color he does? Natural black. I don't say don't keep burgundy or this thing. There can be burgundy, but which is a more fast selling good? Black. मैं उसको समझाने की कोशिश किया. नहीं सर वो स्टॉक नहीं आ रहा है. मैं बोला आप एक काम कीजिए, बाल मुंडवा के गंजे हो जाइए, यही बेस्ट है. बिकॉज यू आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. You are keeping something which is not getting sold. So mode is the most common occurring size. Say if you go in dresses, XLs and Ls should go the most. If you are finding too much of excess, extra small, ऐसा कौन सा यार सामान वियतनाम में बेच रहे हो क्या? We are not Vietnam figure ना the excess में. That is mode. Mode is the data which occurs most frequently. So there will be one formula in which इसके साथ क्लास खत्म करेंगे. You have to connect mean, median and mode. अब ये जैसे भी आप याद रखो आप भूल जाओगे. There is हाँ 3 2 so वो सब भूल जाता है आदमी एग्जाम में. Now how to remember this? How to remember this formula? This is my technique. If you like it, you can keep it. You have to do it. First pick up median. Median. Median means when you think about median, you start thinking of some English word called mediator. Who is a mediator? Who is a mediator? One who is going to do truce between two fighting people, means shake hands between two fighting people. Median is the guy who will do the truce. तो truce किसके बीच में करेगा? मोड और मीन के बीच में, ठीक है ना? तो मीडियन ट्रूस करेगा मीन और मोड के बीच में. और कैसा होगा? ट्रूस होगा. सो ये हैंडशेकिंग कराएगा दोनों के बीच में. यहां तक फॉर्मूला समझ में आया? मीडियन मतलब मीडिएटर, दो आदमी के बीच में सुलह कराएगा. अच्छा, मीडियन वर्ड और कहां सुने हैं मैथमेटिक्स में? ट्रायंगल में. ट्रायंगल में कितने मीडियन होते हैं? 3 मीडियन होते हैं, ठीक है? 3 मीडियन होते हैं. मीन का अब क्या करो? आपका बेस्ट फ्रेंड कौन है? मान लो सानवी आपका बेस्ट फ्रेंड है ना. अब सानवी के साथ लड़ाई कर लो और सानवी को बोलो, सानवी तुम्हारे जैसा ये मैंने कभी नहीं दिया. यू आर टू मीन, यू आर टू मीन. फॉर्मूला हो गया. यू आर टू मीन. टू मीन हियर मीन मीन्स तुम बहुत ही क्या कहते हैं, खुदगर्ज हो, अपने लिए सोचो. टू मीन, दिस इज द फॉर्मूला. और ये फॉर्मूला आप भूलोगे ही भूलोगे. आपको एग्जाम में लगेगा मीडियन वाज मीन. हाउ डू रिमेंबर द फॉर्मूला? 3 people will be there. सबसे पहले मीडियन. सर मीडियन याद नहीं आ रहा एग्जाम में. मीडिएटर याद रखो. सुलह करवाने वाला सुलह कराएगा 2 लोगों में. और ये ज्योमेट्री में ट्रायंगल में आता है. कितने होते हैं? 3. और जब सुलह कराएगा ना, इसको बोलेगा शट अप मीन, यू आर टू मीन. टू मीन. अब बस इससे फॉर्मूला लगा लो तो आपका ये भी प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. अगले क्लास में वी विल गो विथ what is called median, and on this lot of 1 mark questions sometimes comes. This formula के ऊपर छोटे मोटे 1 mark, and be prepared. ये देखो 3 median equal to mode plus 2 mean. एग्जाम में मोड पहले है, 2 mean हमने 2 mean पर सुलह करवाते वक्त गाली दे रहा है इसको. 2 mean plus mode. So 3 to 1, and some children remember it as 3 to 1. That way also you can remember. Right, next class we'll do mode and median.